And the Lord caused fire and brimstone to rain down on the evil people in Sodom and Gomorrah. So says the Bible in Exodus. Well, obviously, in ancient times, in biblical times, they were already aware of the element sulfur. And what a beautiful element it is. It is actually found in its elemental state, in its pure state, sometimes around volcanoes or around geysers. And they certainly would have known about the fact that it burns. And it's a lucky thing that sulfur burns. Why? Because that gives rise to sulfur dioxide. And that is a very important industrial chemical because it is used to make sulfuric acid, the most widely produced substance in the world. Why is sulfuric acid so important? Because it is used to convert phosphate rock to phosphate fertilizer. Sulfuric acid actually feeds the world. Well, there's a downside to sulfur, though, when it burns, because sulfur dioxide in the air is further oxidized to sulfur trioxide, which reacts with moisture in the air to form sulfuric acid, and we get rained upon by acid rain. And that, of course, is a concern. Now, sulfur is also found in petroleum. And if petroleum isn't properly refined, it will put a lot of sulfur dioxide into the air, which of course is undesirable. So petroleum is refined, and you will see large mountains of sulfur around petroleum refineries. Sulfur engages with other elements in a number of compounds. Oh, for example, sulfur dioxide, which we've already talked about. It can be used as a preservative in dried fruits, in wine. It can be used to make sulfites, which also act as preservatives, and some people are sensitive to that. And that's why you will see on labels of some foods and some wines contains sulfur dioxide or sulfite to warn people who may have an adverse reaction. There are other uses of sulfur compounds. Calcium sulfate, for example, is gypsum. It is used to make plaster. Carbon disulfide is used in the making of rubber and also in the making of rayon. Now, many sulfur compounds smell. The fragrance of a skunk is due to sulfur compounds. So is the smell of a rotten egg and the scent of flatus. All of these are due to sulfur compounds, mostly hydrogen sulfide. But not all sulfur compounds smell. Some don't. For example, iron sulfide, also known as iron pyrites or fool's gold, doesn't smell at all. And it can be passed off as gold because it looks just like gold. But if someone gives you a sample, you can very easily distinguish whether it is gold or whether it is just iron pyrites. All you have to do is pour on a little bit of hydrochloric acid. If it's iron sulfide, it will release hydrogen sulfide, and you will smell the odor of rotten eggs, and you will know that you have been fooled. If it turns out to be pure gold, no problem. Gold does not react at all with hydrochloric acid. It will not be damaged. So now you know a little bit about sulfur, this very, very important element used industrially in the production of sulfuric acid. As I said, the most widely produced chemical in the world. And that is our Cup of Joe for today.